Hello there, welcome. So last week we were talking about how Canva has added a new AI tool called Dream Lab. And unfortunately at the end, as I started to get into some of the more advanced tips, we lost power. So I'm going to kind of pick up where I left off. For those of you who have missed part one, I will, when I'm done recording this, I will put the link wherever it goes up here, I think. No, it goes up here. I'll put the link up there for you, so you go back and see the whole thing. Of course, I will level set while we're here. But we are going to dive into part two. So we're going to get into some more details about how you can get more value and kind of stretch the credits that you get from Canva and get more value out of the whole thing. So hang on and we will get started. All right, so, we're running into AI everywhere. And in this case, it is Canva who has given us a new tool. So just for a little context, a little while ago, like over the past few months or so, I'm recording this beginning of November 2024. So like earlier this year, they bought a company that has been doing a lot of good work with art in the AI world, and that's called Leonardo.ai. And so this is going to start showing up in a lot of different places in Canva. But to start with, it's showing up in a tool that they're calling Dream Lab. And it's a way for you to put in a prompt and get your, AI images. So why would you do that, right? Canva gives you so many cool options. One of the ways that you might want to use that is because maybe you're not finding exactly what you want in there. So you're going to have to, craft something on your own. Or, you get stuff that's close, but you want a little bit of a tweak to it. So you could use it for that kind of thing. Now, the most important thing in this point in time when I'm recording this is the fact that this is available to free and paid users. However, the free users are capped at, let me make sure I get this right, 20 credits. Is that right? You're limited to a handful of credits, and that is lifetime. Hang on, I'll get that for you. Okay, I guess I did not write that down. It's in the first video. And give me a second. Maybe I can find it on this one because I have a paid account open and I have a not paid account open. Okay, so yeah, it's 20 credits lifetime if you are a free user. And at this point in time, again, there is no way to buy extra credits. So like if you're a free user right now and you want to use some of the pro images or elements, in most cases in Canva, you can pay for them, and that ranges from like $1 to a couple of dollars. As of now, they have not gone ahead and made that available. Now, will that change over time? Maybe. But for now, if you go in to use it, you are limited to 20, and that's it. Now, if you are a paid user, you do get 500 credits a month, and those renew every month. So, obviously they're trying to find ways to give more value to paid users because paid users are keeping the lights on for them. But they're not abandoning the free users at all. You're just going to have to be very, very creative about how you approach using it. And if you've not played with any of the AI stuff, I can tell you that you can burn through 20 credits like in minutes if you're not strategic about it. And that's what we're going to talk about here, is how you can be more strategic about it. It still won't make them last forever, but it will help you. And I will show you the difference, so you can see the paid versus the free accounts. So we might as well just get this started. Let me just see if there's anything else I should just level set. Like I said, I went into all of this in a lot more detail in the other video. But at this point, there's 15 styles. You can do, they're selling it as 3D renders. They're not really 3D renders. As one of the styles that's available. It's more of that 3D style. So think like Pixar kind of look and feel, but it's not a 3D image where like you can spin it around in all directions. It's not that. But there's illustrations, there's, paint styles, there's cinematic styles. There's a lot of different ones. And so we'll go and look at them and we'll go through some more examples. When I had started, this was before Halloween, so I was using Halloween examples. I think I'm going to stick with those just so there's some continuity between the two videos. Alrighty, let me just say, I think that's basically it. Anything else is in the other video as well. One thing that I am seeing a lot that I do want to let you know about up front here is that I am seeing messages pop up, and we may run into them in this video, that says, please try again in a few minutes, right? Something about there's a lot of activity going on, that kind of thing. It's not targeted to you. Everybody's trying this stuff out, so their servers are getting hit pretty hard. So if that comes up, you just hang on a couple of minutes and you'll be able to go ahead and get get back into it and do it again. If you do hit one of those, and I've hit it several times, they're not dinging you for the credit, so you don't have to worry about losing a credit and not being able to get anything. So we're all good there, right? Okay. I'll show you first. And let me get that down. Okay, so let me just tweak this a little bit here. I need you to see the whole screen. Sometimes we zoom in a little bit, but for this show, we really need you to see everything. Okay, so this is my free account. Now, whether you're in the free account or the paid account, getting into the Dream Lab is the same exact thing. So there's an option here on your main screen, and you can also get into it over there. I think the link is still in the description here, and it's also in the first video. The direct link, in case you don't see these options yet, you can use the direct link to get there. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Okay, and you'll see up here, it says 20 credits, right? And the upgrade option is to get a paid account, right? So you can stretch it a little bit right off the top, right, by signing up for, Canva Teams for free for 30 days. But you can also go ahead and get an individual. But, again, that's going to buy you another 30 days. I haven't tried it. Maybe I'll try that, and if so, I'll post it on socials. Whether or not that's going to reset your credits, I'm guessing it will. So that would be a way to extend this trial period for yourself a little bit. But if you do want more, if you're finding yourself using it a lot, then you're going to want to do that. As opposed to, let me go, oh, wrong one, there we go. If we go here, again, it's the same thing, right? You've got the option here, and you've got it on the side. So you see here, I have 500 credits. This is my paid account. So we're going to swap back and forth and see, these are some of the ones we built last time. So that's how if you're not sure, you can check that, and that will let you know. Just had a thought come in my head. Maybe it'll have to come back. It may have to come back. Oh, I was saying the paid account, the credits, free trial. I have no idea. I should mention that, and it went away. So we'll just keep going. If it comes back, I'll let you know. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and dive in a little bit. We are going to start with, maybe we'll start with what I've been doing, right? So you can see that in the last video, I created some, and I know what it was. See, I knew it would come back if I kept talking. All right. So the thing about this is, I can hear people out there, and you're absolutely right. There are other tools out there, other AI tools that you can use to create images. Absolutely 100% true. The nice thing about having it built into Canva, if you're using Canva or you're interested in using Canva, is that it saves you from having to jump to different applications. And that is one of the things that I have liked about this tool from the beginning. I do a lot of work for myself and for clients. And before I started using Canva, I was having to go to different apps. Now, is that the end of the world? Of course not. But it is another piece of friction in your workflow. So by having this inside of Canva, it saves you from having to go, okay, well, want to do an AI image. Which one of the AI tools should I go use? Go in there, maybe you have to set up an account. Maybe you have to pay for that. Some of them are free. Some of them you have to pay either per use, or you have to buy, like a subscription to. So this just makes it so that all the things that you're working on for whatever project is keeping you focused, right? You're in the tool and you're just choosing different options inside the tool, and you're getting things done. So that's why I'm doing this, because I do think that is a huge workflow win. And their tool, they bought this tool for a reason, right? It is very graphic central. And that's really what Canva is all about. So it's a really good marriage of two pieces of functionality being brought together. Okay, so now let's go play. Let me get that out of your way. Alrighty, so I'll just go ahead and just show you what the process is like. So you can start off very simple, right? Let me go down and grab one of my prompts because I wanted to just cut and paste so we could go a little quicker with this. You can just type in whatever you want. And if you've never used one of these tools before, I would highly recommend going back and watching the first video because I do explain like how you can get started with it, how simple and straightforward it can all be. And like I said, if you have a paid account, you're fine to go in and start like just trying things out in here because you've got 500. Not that you can't burn through those, but you know, it's a little bit better. If you're on the free account, go back and watch the first video because I'll give you a little bit more information. All right, so you can start off with something very basic, right? So I was looking for some cool stuff for Halloween, right? So you can start with something basic, right? So I wanted a cute ghost trick-or-treating with an iced coffee in one hand and a pillowcase filled with candy. I think it should be in the other hand. Right, so I mean, it's a pretty simple thing typing and talking at the same time is a challenge. So with something as simple as this, you can go ahead and get started. You can start to put it out there and you don't have to learn any, coding. You don't have to learn a lot of buzzwords and all that kind of stuff. Now I do give you some tips for keywords and how to decide what keywords to use in the other video. But I mean, you can see from this one, right? So we've got, cute. So I didn't want it to be scary because this is something I was going to, like hang in the window, for the little kids who come around for trick-or-treating. Halloween ghost, so I wanted something in one hand, something in the other, so on and so forth. So you see I have 500 credits here. Now down here is where you can pick the style, right? So you could go ahead and you can say, you want it creative, you want it smart, you want it to be an illustration style, portrait. There's a lot of cool options here. And then you can also say none. Now for this one, because I don't specify a style, I'm going to go ahead and pick one just to see. So let's go with, let's see. I've been doing illustration. Let's just for trying something different. So since we have the other ones, let's try. I don't know if fashion's going to work. Maybe let's try the 3D render so you can get a feel for what that looks like. So 3D render, and then the other thing you're going to want to pick is the size of it, right? So do you want it to be like for Instagram or TikTok? You're going to want that kind of layout. I'm going to go with big because in my case, I was going to print it out, but you could also use this for like, YouTube banners and all that kind of stuff. So you've got a lot of cool options here. And then you're going to hit the create button. Now you'll see when I hit create, the counter is going to go down by 1. And it's going to take a few seconds. We're going to do this real time. It's going to take a few seconds for it to process. We'll let it do its thing, but you'll see, we're at $4.99. So here we go. We've got our 4 options. Now, right away, I don't like this one. This is not cute. This is borderline scary. But here, we can click on it and take a little, closer look. And you do want to take a closer look because this is AI, and AI will do weird things. So, like, I did not ask for text on this, and I've got this weird text. Now, and text is one of the issues with AI because it's not rendering well. The other thing is, people and other weird things. So you want to take a look at it. So, okay, we've got 4 fingers on the ghost, but all right, he's a ghost. That's all right. Handle's going through the hand. That's okay. This is kind of weird, right? So I said I wanted a coffee in one hand and, a bag or something with candy in the other. But actually, I said pillowcase. So I said pillowcase, and it gave me a pumpkin. But I only asked for 1 and it gave me 2. So now I'm supposed and it's not really connected here. So I'm not really loving this one, right? It's not firing on all cylinders for me. But it is, it's a Halloween image. So we'll try another one. Okay, so this is closer. But again, I did not ask for a pumpkin. I asked very specifically for a pillowcase with candy. So it's not understanding that. And granted, that is an old school thing, right? A lot of the kids now do have some kind of theme kind of carrying device for this kind of thing. But not what I asked for. I do like that the ghost doesn't have feet. That's cool. The hand is a little weird the way it's holding it, but maybe I can live with that. And it does have the coffee, but the coffee looks like it's coming through the cover instead of being through the hole here. So that's a little weird. Let's take a look at another one. And this is what I mean by, as you go through and you do this, you're gonna blow through credits, especially on the free plan if you're just learning how to do it. So that's why I'm going to give you that other tip in a minute. So again, now I don't mind the, kind of weird words on the candy. That's okay because we don't want to deal with the branding. They're holding it right. The cup is okay. It's got kind of a ghost face on the cup, but I'm okay with that. The straw comes through. So this for me is the closest, although still not a pillowcase, and there's kind of a texture on the pumpkin. It kind of makes it feel like a basketball, but I could deal with that. So out of these so far, like, I'm okay with this. Not sure what that is there. So we'll just go look at the other one. Okay, so yeah, I don't really like the face on this. This is a cauldron, not a bag, and it's also, I don't know like what this point is here. That's kind of weird. I don't know what these squished pumpkins are down here. So this one is for me a fail. Like, this is not even something I would want to continue going ahead with. But just for expediency, so let's say that I was like, okay, this nails it enough for me for what I'm doing. You can just download this in whatever format you want to use it in, or you can use it in a design. So you can click on this, and it will right away bring it into something, and you can start to work with it. You could put text on it or whatever. You could, copy it into something else. So you've got all those pieces there. So you're ready to go. And you can also, download it from here if you like. So you've got the download here. So that's one way to go. So, it's a start. But let's keep going with this. I'm going to go back in here. So, we were kind of close. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reuse this prompt. So I clicked on this up arrow, and that put that prompt up here again for me, so I didn't have to retype it or copy paste it again. And I'm going to change the style just so you can see how it represents differently in different styles. So let's look at, you want to try it? Let's try pop art and see what that gives us. All right. Other than that, I've not changed anything there. I don't know why it didn't maintain my setting here, but there we go. We're going to set that back so it's sort of a apples to apples kind of comparison, no pun intended. All right, we're going to let it generate again and see what happens. I probably should have thought about trying maybe putting quotation marks around pillowcase to put them together, but I didn't in the moment. All right, so that's kind of cute, but it's not holding the handle. It's like the bag is sort of walking alongside of it. Now, given that this is a Halloween theme, maybe it's a magical bag, so you might be okay with that, but I would have preferred that it was holding onto it. It is cute. It's got the coffee. The straw, again, the straw is not represented correctly, right? It's kind of like it's just attached to the cover of the coffee. But I like, there's a little shadow under here, but it's not quite right. So let's take a look at this one. This has got a lot going on. I kind of like that background. It's a little bit less cute in the face here, but I think I could probably be okay with that. I'm not sure what this random pet pumpkin is here. The hand is very weird. I'm not happy with the hand. The straw, again, like, I don't know, it kind of looks like it tried to make the top almost like whipped cream or something, but the shape doesn't carry across that way, and it looks like there's whipped cream here, so this whole thing is a little weird, but at least, this is not a pillowcase, but yeah, the hand is weird. I wouldn't use this one. What's this? I don't know what this is supposed to be here. This to me is coming through as a hallucination. So just so you're aware, if you've not done this before, the term hallucination is used with AI when it does something that isn't even close to what's asked for, or sometimes it'll just create things, whole cloth. Right? If it doesn't know what to do or it can't do something, it won't admit that. It will just make something up. And it's usually something very weird and has nothing to do with it. That's what this looks like to me. This to me is a hallucination. I have no idea what it was trying to do here, but it definitely failed. It does have the coffee. The straw is working okay. The hand's a little weird, but again, it's a ghost. And we've got that. So still not loving it. And we'll look at this one. Okay, I mean, this is good. That the background is a little strong. And I don't know that pink is necessarily a Halloween color, but I didn't specify any color, so I guess that's on me. Again, the straw is a fail for me. That hand's okay. This hand is kind of meh. This pumpkin face, I mean, either give it eyes or don't. But also the fact that this is not centered in this circle, I would not be able to use this. So there's that. Oh, the other thing I should show you, let's go ahead. We'll just take this and put it in the design. These are, at this point at least, these are flat images. Let's see if that's still true. It was true last week when I did it. Yeah, so you can't come in here and adjust the colors from the output like you can if you use some of the elements that you get from them. Now, I could use the background remover, for not liking this, but it's not like I can take this ghost and kind of shift it over the way I'd like. So just be aware that when you're editing them, you're going to be restricted to, like, whatever options you have if you were editing like a photograph, as opposed to this being a native element inside of Canva. Will that always be true? I doubt it. I'm sure that they will change things over time. All right, so let's go back. It also seems like I can't just go back directly to where I was. So this is the kind of thing that you're going to run into as you're doing this kind of stuff, which is why, you want to really think about it and go back to the video, because that'll give you some ideas about, pulling keywords and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to show you, if you get a little bit more specific, the difference that you'll get in the results. Okay, so I've got another one here. I'm going to pop that in for you. So we're going to treat this as a new prompt. Now notice, we're down to 498 already. So this one's got more details, right? So it's still got the beginning, right? Cute Halloween ghost, trick-or-treating with the coffee and the pillowcase. I'm going to try putting pillowcase in quotes, because sometimes with code, like, that helps let it know that it's one thing and not individual words, right? But now I've added in, using traditional Halloween colors. Now, I was just playing around with some things. So I think I'm going to take out ghost, because ghost is already in there. I'm going to leave fun in, because that's definitely what I was going for. I'm going to take out Halloween, because I already had that in there. Friendly monster. Horror, I think I'm going to take that out. I don't want it to go too far, but spooky's okay. Spooky party, adorable. Trick or treat, I do have there, so I'm going to take that out as well. I'm going to take out costume, because I want it to be the actual ghost, not like a human in a costume. Festival, I don't think we'll keep. Fun and funny, I'm going to leave it just to see. Boo, pumpkin, and bats. So that's giving it more details about what I'm looking for. So let's go down here again, and we'll go ahead and we'll pick a different format, just so you can see the different formats that you get. So let's try illustration, and we're going to stay the same size. All right, and then we're going to fire that up. And again, it will take a little bit of time here. And this is where, if you're going to run into that error, it'll show up here usually. Okay, well, we definitely have more Halloween-y colors. Halloween-y, is that a term? I mean, the ghost thing, and then with the feet, that's a personal choice. It's got words on it, which I did not ask for, and it also doesn't make any sense. Okay, happy, but this is not Halloween. It's not even birthday. I don't know what it was going for. So this is the kind of thing that you're going to see that's going to be weird. We did get the bats. We got the pumpkins. So we're closer. We're definitely closer on this one. Generally, the rule of thumb is the more information you can give it, the more details you can give it, the better. This mouth is just a train wreck. I would skip that. I don't know what's going on here with how it's trying to hold that, bag of candy. That's a fail. I do like these pumpkins. These pumpkins came out nice. The bats are nice. I like the background, but the ghost and all this is just a mess. I see, again, here we are. You see this repeating problem with the straw? This is definitely another fail as far as I'm concerned. Now, you can tweak these. You can work on them and rebuild them and all that, but I just wanted to show you. Okay, so again, we got feet this time. Again, the straw, another fail for me. This hand is okay. This hand looks a little weird. This pumpkin doesn't have a mouth. Again, that's a style thing. That might be okay for you. It says trick-or-treating. I did not ask for those words, right? So this is where it's, I guess the best spin on it is that it's overproducing. But I did not ask for that. I don't want it. And I do try to avoid words, because a lot of times they're wrong. Now, this is actually a pretty good one, because it actually, at least it's spelled right and it looks like the words. But yeah, I mean, it's better than the last one, but I'm not loving it. Let's look at this one. Okay, so we've got candy on the ground, we've got bats, we've got the pumpkin in the background. Again, this is not really working for me, but, maybe you could make it work. And the straw, again, is a fail. But this out of these ones that came back, these are the most likely. Just so you know, you can also, delete these generations. You can also report. So if the results that you get back are horrifically wrong, right? So if you're asking for, a cute pumpkin and you're getting, graphic violence, you're getting nudity, all that kind of stuff, please make sure you make use of this and let them know that this was a problem, and that way they can go back and they can tweak things on their end to keep that kind of stuff from happening. Because again, this is AI, right? You're not giving information to a graphic artist person who is going to hear and understand and interpret what you're asking for the way a human would, right? So you are definitely at risk of having some really weird stuff come up. Maybe don't let the kids do this right now. But so just be aware that there are ways to report if the results you get back are, I'm not saying like, I would report it because the hands are weird. Like, this is just part of AI and everybody's aware of that. I'm talking about stuff that is really, really wrong. If things are showing up in there that have no business being there and are definitely, in the red zone of what the hell is going on, warning, do not use, report those. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so that kind of gives you a feel for what we're doing. So then the question becomes, what else can we do? And there's ways that you can set this up so that it will make your possibility of success clearer. So I'm going to show you one, and I will put this into the description for you so you can just copy and paste this. But this is a more traditional prompt. And the thing with these is you can go ahead and use these. And again, if you go back to the first video, I showed you examples of like working with the Canva examples and how you could take those prompts and customize them for yourself to get the output you're looking for. This is that kind of thing, right? So I'm telling the AI, okay, you're my professional prompt engineer. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, this is not the place to do this. I've jumped ahead. Hang on one second. So another way to do this is to give it a more detailed prompt. I apologize, I skipped ahead. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so, so this is one of the ones that I took from the example from Canva. So Canva's got a bunch, when you go into the tool originally, you can go ahead and see it. Actually, can I show you that? Let's see. I probably am too deep into this now. I don't know if it's bringing up the intro kind of stuff anymore. Let me, 1 second, and I'll see if I can get to it, see if I can force it. Yeah, no, it's not. But when you first go into it, let me try to think, how can I show you this quickly? 1 second. Let me see if I can just spin up an account real quick. Probably not, because, you know what, let me try a different browser. That usually works better. 1 moment, please. I would share this, but all right, I think I will share this. Hang on. So I've just opened this up. Oh no, this is still one of my accounts. All of my browsers are tied to my accounts. Let me see. Well, maybe if I use this account. I'm trying to find an account where I haven't actually tested this. Okay. So when you first go in, so because I was already logged in, let me just level set for you here. Because I was already logged in, because I've been testing the free, I've been testing the paid. It didn't show you like the initial view. So let me show you the initial view if you're just going into this cold, because this is where you can get some extra stuff to help you kind of move along with this. Oops. So when you first come in, this is another account of mine. And this is a free account, so it's only 20. But you get these examples, right? So it's Canva's trying to show you the kind of things you can do with it. So you can come in and you can look at this and you're like, one of these is kind of the style. It doesn't have to be the topic. If it's the style that you like, then you can take a look to see how that prompt was written. So let's say that you really like, this bird, like that looks like a photograph somebody took. So we can go ahead and we can click on that. Right. And then it's going to show you the prompt up here, and you can copy and paste this and then edit it to use for your own. So again, if you've never used this before, don't hesitate to give it a try, because they're giving you tips. And like I said, in the first video, I gave you even more tips on how you can start getting into the rhythm of how to craft these prompts. But you can go into any one of these and use them as your starting point, right? So let's say you really like the phantasmic kind of, look here. And so you can see how it was written and the detail it gave. And it's not anything crazy. It's just something like, if you have an idea of what you're looking for, if you just take a moment to think about it, what you're looking to do here is to get the right keywords in here. And the more you can dial in the keywords, the better your odds of getting the output that you're looking for. Okay. So in this example, I've gotten a little bit more specific about what I'm looking for, right? Or this, I'm sorry, this is the one that I took that was the astronaut picture in the examples, right? So whimsical digital illustration of, and let me just grab trying to move along here fast. There's so much to talk about here. So I'm going to say whimsical digital illustration of Halloween ghost trick-or-treating. So I'm going to pretty much use that other prompt that we've been working with, right? So of this characters, paste that. Let's see. Delicately rendered in theme appropriate hues. I'm going to say Halloween themed instead of appropriate. I'm being much more specific than just appropriate. Say maybe walking down the street. Let's see. Let's change this to be, walking. Sorry, I'm telling you, the typing and talking thing is really hard for me. Walking down. Oops. The street with a happy smile. Spelling is important. Don't give it anything more to hallucinate with than you have to. Happy smile, subtle textures, gentle shading, evoking a sense of, let's say what? How about fun and excitement? Also do keyboard, can you tell? And we'll get rid of the rest of this. Right, just to kind of mix it up. So by taking something that already existed, reworking it to be closer to what you want, and then you say create. Now I'm down to 496. Processing, and here we go. So these, again, it's because I got more specific. We got a different feel, but it's happy, it's walking along, it's holding the bag correctly. This is still a little off, but not bad. But it's okay. We're getting closer to what I was thinking. I really like the colors in this one. The straw works much better. Can't really see, but maybe there's a handle on the back of this, right? So this is pretty good. Like, I'm pretty happy with this one. There's not too much weird stuff going on, so that worked for me. Let's go away. Let's look at this one. Okay, so this one's carrying everything in one hand. Okay, but it seems to be magic that's keeping it attached to that hand. But it's walking. I do like the kind of see-through feel to this. That's kind of nice. So again, we definitely have gotten different results, and they're not quite as off the mark. This ghost doesn't have any hand here. Kind of weird. We got the coffee. Kind of, I said minimalistic, so that's there. So let's try that. Let's take this and say holiday composition, and let's see what, because these are very minimalistic and that might not be what you're looking for. So we'll change that one word. Everything else we left the same, and we'll see what it gives us. And a lot of difference, right? So the difference between just that one word, minimalistic, and taking that out definitely changed the whole vibe. Again, hands are a problem. And we've got an extra one attached to the coffee, but I do like the vibe of that a little bit more. This one has got the bag over the shoulder. Okay. The straw is mostly okay. I kind of like this one. It's happy. It's, clearly walking down a residential street. So that works. Let's look at this one. This one, the hand is holding it. Again, the hand is a little weird, but okay. This is closer. The straw is pretty good. So this is pretty good, this one. Okay, and then we've got, this is a bit of a fail. I'm not sure why this is over the shoulder like that. But, again, it's got the feel of it is right. So, you starting to get the vibe of this whole thing? All right, so I'm going to take this now to the next level. Actually, before I do this, I'm sorry, I never even introduced myself for anybody who's new here. So, my name is Kathleen. I'm here as your tech coach. Short version of the story is I do software design and development for a living. Technology is also my hobby, so friends, family, neighbors tend to come to me when they have a question, when they want recommendations, when they need help troubleshooting. Not everybody has somebody like me to talk to, so hello, that's why we're here every week. Nice to meet you. All right, so let's take this to the next level, right? Because especially if you are new to doing prompts, or also if you are just on a free account and you really need to stay on the free account, what I'm recommending to people right now is start creating your prompts in a different one. Now, yes, I know I just talked about how what's great about this is it's keeping you all in Canva, which helps your workflow. What we're talking about here is getting you more comfortable doing the prompts. So in addition to the tips that I gave you in the first part of this video, the other thing that you can do is you can have one of the existing AI tools become sort of like your prompt coach, right? So you can tell it what kind of prompt you're looking for, and then have it help you craft prompts that are going to get you to the look and feel that you want, to the results that you want faster without burning through credits inside of Canva. So let's go ahead and do some of that. So give me a second while I get those set up. We'll do this one. So there's a bunch of different ones out there. Pick whichever one you want. Probably because I'm a geek, I tend to be doing them in a couple of different ones. So we're going to show you ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you Gemini. Now, we'll do Gemini Advanced. So because I am a Google person, I am currently getting the paid version of Gemini for free. But I'm going to show you also the ChatGPT one, and I'm not going to log in, and I'm not going to use a paid account, just to show you and help you compare what your options are. So give me 1 second. All right. And I'm pretty sure I put these links in the description. Give me 1 second. I will verify that. Yes, I gave you links to ChatGPT and Gemini. So you could use Gemini for free. And ChatGPT for free. Most of them, they let you use, a free version, and then there are paid versions. So if you find yourself, using a lot, you can go ahead and do that. Now, again, you can just go in and say, hey, I'm looking to create a prompt, and you could just, free associate right out of your brain through your fingers into the keyboard, and it will go do its thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a template that you can try that I've been having some pretty good success with. And then what you'll do is just customize that yourself. Like I said, I will add that into the descriptions. I haven't done that yet. I will. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to start off with, we'll start off with ChatGPT because this is the free one. Let me get this out of your way. There we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And you see, log in, sign up. Like, I've not paid for anything here. This is absolutely free. And you're just going to come here and you're going to type, and you're going to put in this prompt that I give you. To start with, right? And so the first part is, you're telling the tool what role you want it to play, right? So I want you to be my professional prompt engineer, right? And then you're going to say to it that I'm going to give you a prompt example, right, in this text here, right? So I'm going to give you a prompt example. It will serve as your guide. Then I'll ask you to draft new prompts based on that guide, but about different subjects. New prompts, blah, blah, blah. So you go into that. And then I give it an example. Now, you're not going to change this example. Well, you're not going to change this example if you're looking for an illustration, right? If you want it to be a painting style, if you don't want it to be cartoonish, like, you'll change the details of it. But the general idea of it, like, it doesn't really matter. This is just letting it know the type of thing that it's going to be creating for you. And it's giving it some context on, like, the level of detail, the level of keywords and descriptions and all that kind of in there. And then I'm going to end with, ask me any questions you have to make this project a success. And I say, do you understand what I'm asking you to do here? And it will hopefully understand that, and it will go ahead and do it. It will depend on whichever tool you're using. Like I said, there's Claude, there's a whole bunch of different ones out there. Meta's got, I think it's Llama. So whatever you want to use. But then you go ahead and you do this, and it's going to go through and so say, okay, I understand. You want me to create new prompts similar to the reference, but based on different topics. Let me know whatever themes, blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to do the same thing in Gemini so you can get a feel for it. Now, for this case, I'm just going to show you the advanced so you can get a feel for how much of a difference there is between the worlds. So I'm just copy and pasting the same exact thing, and I'm putting it in here, and it's going to process. And you see it's going to give you back a different thing. Like each one of them has their own like feel and level of detail they give you. So this says, yep, I understand. You want me to do these things. You want me to capture what you're saying. I'm ready to try. And then it's asking some questions. Let me know. The tool's asking you, let me know if there's a theme, if there's an art style, and it's giving you examples to help you understand, what the information it needs to give you the best results. Detail about the scenes and so on and so forth. So hopefully that gives you the feel for it. So we're going to go back and we're going to do this one. And we're going to go back to what we originally started with, right? So I'm going to say, give it, we'll do this whole thing here. I'm going to say, okay, great. Let's get started. Here is the prompt. Okay, then I'm going to put some space in here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it this whole thing. I'm not going to edit it down like I did last time. I'm just going to give it all this. So this is exactly what I had given it before, right? So I'm telling it, the ghost and the trick-or-treating, I'm going to copy this so we use exactly the same thing in Gemini as well, but we'll try this first. So it's got all those details that we just worked with, and I'm going to leave in the things I took out, like horror and the duplication of ghosts, just to see what it does with it. Because the thing here is this is free, right? I have not signed up for anything. I haven't even created an account. So it's all there. So it came back with a playful digital illustration, whimsical Halloween scene. So that's pretty good. Translucent whites and blues, joyfully holding, while dragging. Okay. Now, I'm not sure about the polka dotted. Like this is, again, I did not say anything about polka dotted. But you know what? We'll go with it and see. We'll just give it a test drive. Cobwebs, glowing lights. So a lot more detail than we've done in the other. So let's try this same exact thing right here in Gemini so that you can see the different type of things you get. I don't know if the spaces matter. I'm just compulsive about removing them. So let's see what this comes back with. And sometimes it will come back and say, I need more information and, ask you some questions. But, it's always an exciting adventure. And when you do it, like multiple times, you'll get different results, just so you know. Now, see, this is wrong because I did not say that I wanted an image. So that's a problem. Stop. I don't want an image. I want a better prompt. So this is the kind of thing that you're going to see depending on what you put in and which tool you're using. You're going to get very different results. Better prompt to use elsewhere. Please try again. So this is happening because Gemini has added in a lot of prompt generation things. And I mean, it doesn't hurt to look at it. And you could also, download this and take this, again, but like, the horns didn't ask for the horns, but the rest of it is pretty much, on pace with what I asked for. But it did give me, again, a different one. So whimsical, okay, a lot of whimsical, cartoonish ghost, whimsical again. So we're whimsical again. Wow, it's really pushing the whimsical, okay? Crescent moon hanging in the distance, glowing jack-o'-lanterns. So let's take these now, and we're going to take this Gemini one first. And we're going to put that into Canva and see what it gives us. And really, I mean, for the purposes of this video, it doesn't really matter what it gives us. I'm going to leave all this. Because the point is that I want you to just know that there are tools available to help you refine your prompts so that you don't waste credits inside of Canva. So I already like this. I mean, unfortunately, the handle's on the wrong side. I don't know anybody who would carry the bag this way, but I do like this. Like this is getting more and more refined with this. I love the pumpkins down here. I like the stars in the sky. Let's look at the next one. Okay, I mean, he's handling it along. I'm not sure what this is here. It's funny that it's showing it as a coffee mug instead of, the iced coffee kind of thing. But again, different results. Again, they're all coffee mugs. They're all holding it on the wrong side. So this is the type of problems that you're going to run into. But there you go. And that's kind of a Casper the Ghost thing. Wow, this one really likes coffee and it's been very successful. but I don't know that the coffee would be carrying it. So again, you know, not optimal, but there you go. It's given us different things. So now let's go back, and we're going to try the ChatGPT one. And as you like, I recommend trying a couple of different ones because you will over time find the one that works better for you. And if you didn't like these, you could go back into the chat tool and say to it, you know, hey, you know, I didn't like this or that. Say, could you try something else? Okay, so see, again, we got completely different. There's the polka dots. Again, I didn't ask for it, but I wanted to see what happened. Okay, the coffee is right. The straw is not optimal again, but okay. But I like this feel, you know, the cobwebs and all that. That worked. Oh, I like the ghost with the long trailing thing, doing a better job of holding. And we've got this, so that's pretty good. I mean, it's a little weird, but I could probably live with that. So that's pretty good. I think I'm going to call ChatGPT the winner on this one. Did I skip one? Yeah, I skipped one. Okay, so this one, this is the hand's pretty good here. The hand's good here. We've got the same number of fingers, so that's good. Got bats in the background. I really like this one. That's really cute. And this one's good too. They're holding the bag well. Again, I don't know the obsession with the polka dot, but we could have removed the polka dot thing. As a matter of fact, I will go and do that just to show you. So let's go back here. You're like, okay, like this, but really not digging the polka dot. So let's see if I can find that quickly. Here we go. And it's not a pillowcase, right? So let's just try that. But hopefully you're getting the feel for what the pattern is and how you would use this and how it would work for you. It's interesting. We did not get any of the error messages this time. Okay, so by removing it, it made it, you know, more pumpkin-y looking. Got 2 straws. Okay, that's not the end of the world. A little funky again, but we're good. No feet. I'm kind of digging that for the ghost. So yeah, that one worked. And I mean, maybe the polka dot thing worked for you. Like, it's a lot of this is personal choice. This is good. Straw is meh. This is good. I love the background. Skipping over one. Okay, this one, not so much. I mean, we still got the polka dot, even though I took it out. I don't like the fact that it's floating on its own. The background's nice. And let's see this one. Okay, so the hand is a little weird. Hand is a little weird here, but we got the pumpkin thing going here with the candy in it. It's happy. So overall, you see how the results got progressively better the more detail we put into it. And by making a few, you know, changes and then taking it to an outside one until you get comfortable working with the prompts. Once you get comfortable working with the prompts, you might not need to go outside of Canva to do this, but this is a way that you can get the benefit of this tool inside of Canva without burning through credits to try to refine it, right? You go to an outside AI chat tool, tell it what you're looking for, and then you can go ahead and do some more. And in the prompt that I'm going to put in the chat for you, the nice thing about that is once you've got it going, you don't have to put that in again. Let's do one. Let's just do one as an example. Give me 1 second. So once you get it started, you can go ahead and do another one. So you see how here it's saying, okay, let me know if you have another subject in mind. Whoops, sorry, didn't switch over. Okay, because it finished the one. Yes. Next, let's try a Thanksgiving theme with a, what would be a good Halloween thing? With a turkey dancing down the street, let's say, you know, wearing a hat. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's just try that. All right, and we're going to send that up. So it's still, because we're still in the same conversation, it's going to use the information I gave it at the start. And now instead of doing Halloween, hopefully it's going to give us a prompt for Thanksgiving. All right, so let's give it a try and see. We're going to see more pumpkins, but that's appropriate. Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that into this. And I'm going to say create. And again, I didn't change, style or anything. And actually, what I'll do, all right, we'll let this process, and then I'll show you how, because we have illustration in here, if I just say nothing, it will still give us an illustration. So that'll be the next example. So here we go. We've got a happy turkey wearing a hat, walking down the street. This is pretty good because I didn't ask him to hold anything. That was kind of pushing our luck, but I like that one. I mean, his waddle is a little weird here, but okay. See what the next one is. Okay, again, the waddle's kind of out of place. Making a fist. I don't know if he's going to make a fight with somebody, but okay. Like I didn't ask for the words here, so and that's something to watch out for because this definitely gives it away as an AI generated image. So does this. So that, and maybe you go back and say, don't include any words, but even when I've done that, sometimes it still gives you words. Now this gives you words, but again, this is very clearly AI because of the way it messes it up here. But you get the sense of the wind and the time of year. So, we're pretty close. And we're okay. Now we're two-fisted. I guess we're celebrating. Okay. But there's no words in this one. That's good. But you do always want to check like in the corners because sometimes it'll put like a fake, logo or text or whatever. But this one is pretty good. Hopefully he's not picking a fight. Hopefully he's just happy or something. He's celebrating, but this is kind of working. I would probably zoom in on this because it does look like there's words here. But again, you're getting the feel for it. So I didn't really have to change anything. I didn't have to start over, but it gave me this. Now, because the word illustration is in here, I don't even have to have the illustration here. And sometimes you're better off not. So let's take that out. Okay, so I'm saying, not telling you what style to do, just follow the instructions. I'm curious too. That's funny. Now, two of them have changed direction. Like that's what I mean. Every time you do it, you're going to get different results. But even though I did not, specify illustration, it did do an illustration. Now, this one's got 3 feet. That's a little weird, so we probably wouldn't use that one. This one is very much like the other one. It's got the signs. At least it's spelled right, so that might be okay. It's got a pretty nice background on it. We've got 2 wings, 2 feet, 2 eyes. You want to check all that stuff. Got a leaf that landed, looks like a nut landed on him, but again, that might be okay. I like the different size pumpkins. There's something weird with his eyes. Oh, good catch, Gertie. Yes. So you see the outline. Good catch. That kind of like the line is inside of the white of the eye. So yeah, you're right. That would be a problem. Now that is something that we maybe could fix, or we could just have it try again. But again, if you're limited on credits, you're going to have to make some judgment calls. All right, so we got the feet here. A little bit of weirdness here, but 2 wings, 2 feet. Got the hat. There's no funky words floating around, so that's pretty good. I kind of like, and this looks less like it just landed on his hat and more like it's a decoration on his hat. So we have that. Okay, so the waddle is weird on this one. 2 feet, 2 wings, we've got that. It looks like there's an extra white spot in the eye. Again, that may bother you, it may not. Again, judgment call. But that kind of works. But again, so by changing things around, you can go ahead and get the different feels for it. If you didn't want an illustration, you could come up here and you could say, the different word, or you could take this out and use their options. So it's up to you how you want to do it, what works best for you. But there's a lot to work with. But the key here is you will get more out of your credits if you go outside to one of the other ones and get comfortable and have it improve your prompts for you, so that instead of having to try 5 times, maybe you only have to try 1 or 2. Maybe 1 will do it. That's all the thing there. So hopefully that helps you. I apologize that this ended up broken over 2 videos, but it happens sometimes. When the power goes out, the power goes out. I have no control over that. One thing about this is I need the power on. And if you have any questions, if you want more information about something, if you want deeper dives on, either doing this in Canva or just prompts in general and the different tools that are out there, feel free to reach out here. There's a form where you can let me know what your questions are. If it's a quick question, give me your email address and I'm happy to respond to you if I can. But you can also let me know if there's a topic you want me to cover in future videos, all that kind of good stuff, because frankly, the best shows come from your questions. So please feel free to go ahead and reach out here. for those of you who power all the way through, and hopefully our power stays on longer for me to give you this, I want to give you a couple of extra little tips here as a bonus, as I've been doing when the power stays on. And that is when you're doing this, if at all possible, and it may not, depending on your needs, but if possible, I would specify that you don't want any text included in it. Like I said, I have done that and it still gives it to me, but it does reduce the number of times that's happening because of the weird things that we saw, right? It screams AI when these particular issues show up. The other thing is try it when you can to avoid including people, particularly if you're going for like a photographic type approach or result. But even in the illustration sometimes, because you saw the problems that we had with a ghost and a turkey, those problems are exponentially worse when you're trying to include humans in it. I'm talking extra eyes, extra arms, weird hands. Like the weird hand thing that we were saying gets much, much worse there. So, if you really need them there, be very, very specific and be very focused as you're going through and deciding whether or not you're going to keep it, because those are the things that AI are struggling mightily with in images, and you want to make sure that it's just not going to be a problem for you. A second tip for you is that if you're taking the keywords from Canva, sometimes it's hard to grab them. So like if you go into any image or element in Canva, you can click on it and it'll give you like a little description and the keywords that it's tied to it. Again, this is now using another tool, but if you're having trouble grabbing those and you really, really want to use them, please go check out my Snagit videos, because the Snagit tool, it's a screen capture tool, but I love this tool because it's more than like the freebie that you get with whatever operating system you're using. So if you use Snagit, there's an option in there to grab the text and turn it back into real text from anything that's on your screen. So if you are looking, and not just inside of Canva, but if you're out on the internet and you're looking for ideas and you want to take the keywords that were associated with an image, in a photo, if you're on one of the photo sites or whatever, that's a way to get them if the browser isn't letting you copy and paste them. So there you go, your two bonus tips for those of you who stick around to the end. I do appreciate you. As always, if you want to stay on top of things, you want to know what's coming down the pike, please go ahead and reach out to the mailing list. I'm just realizing I didn't send out an email about this show. I apologize. Normally those are the first people to go ahead and get the information, but feel free, you can sign up on that. I don't use this, like nobody's going to be selling you anything through it. I don't bring any third parties into it. This is just how I keep you up to date with what's coming down the pike. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I hope you are having a great weekend, and we will see you next week. For reference, these shows are usually Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but with Halloween and everything, it just got carried away. So, yeah, I hope that this is helpful. I hope that you'll give it a try, especially since you can try it for free. Just if you are working on the free account, I promise you're going to burn through those 20 quickly. So do consider trying it in one of the free AI tools to help you make the prompt better. And when you come back to this video, after it's had a chance to process, I will go ahead and put that sample prompt in for you so that you can use that as your starting point. Okay? Thank you. Bye.